Well, we can't actually imagine and believe that's been 30 years since the chief minister passed away on that fateful day. It was a Mother's Day, 1995. And ever since then, there have been committees comprised of government officials, members of the family, members of the community, who understand the importance of H. Lavity Stoutt, his legacy, his contributions to this territory. And they've come together in many various ways to celebrate this national hero, as he was also actually declared just a few years ago. And those celebrations have happened in terms of ceremonies. There's been laying ceremonies, there's been recitals, there's been plays done in his honor, there's been poetry readings, and many different ways to capture the essence of the man that he was. So when we think about all the things that happened and we went through our historical documents, we recognize that one of the biggest events that they've had before was the recital. So that's music, something that he loved. And then there was also the play, all right? So when you consider those things, you're like, what could be next? So there's only two logical options, we think. It would either be a bigger formal recital, a concert, or when you think about a play and music, then it will be a musical. We're not at the point where we can do a musical at full production. So the committee was happy to decide that this year is the year for a concert. And that concert has been titled Heroes Live Forever, the H. Lavity Stoutt Concert. The concert is going to be held at the H. Lavity Stoutt Community College. And a lot of people automatically think there's going to be at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium, but we're thinking even bigger than that. And I'm standing actually on the steps that's going to form part of the stage for the concert. So that concert is going to happen on a Sunday afternoon, the 2nd of March. We're inviting the entire nation to be here, and we have seating for as many people as will come. Then of course we know we're going to be full to capacity, so there might be standing room only, but you don't need to sit because it's a concert. So get ready to dance, party, and celebrate and commemorate the legacy of H. Lavity Stoutt. At that concert, you're going to see some of the best names from the Virgin Islands, and many of them with regional and international appeal. So everyone that's on our stage, it has a connection to the Virgin Islands, because we think that we want to really harness and demonstrate the power of the entertainment industry in the Virgin Islands and the talent that we have locally. I think Lavity Stoutt would endorse that himself. A man who loved music, who personally invested in programs like the ESHS band program. He will be happy to see that we are now using that musical talent to put on the stage in his honor. Some of those performers that I can tell you are going to be, we have Gen Y Factor winners, we have Shauna K. Miller, we have Dwight Hutchinson Jr., we have Toria Price and Johanse Smith. They're all making appearances at this as well. We have the lovely, talented Kiwana Pope. We have performing acts from, I know Iritical is going to be there. We are looking forward to a special performance that's coming from Sister Joyce herself. They have welcomed this opportunity. Many of them understand what we're doing, how important H.L. Stoutt was, how many of them who've never even met him still experience the legacy of him and what he has done that they're enjoying to this day. And everyone that we've contacted is excited to actually be on the program. There's some very beautiful surprises that are going to happen. I know, he's from District 1 when he was serving the people, and the District 1 representative has an amazing musical talent that you're actually going to see at that concert as well. So the concert takes you through two different parts. The first part is focused on his life as a man of the church. As we know, H.L. Stoutt was a lay minister in the Methodist Church. And the second part is about celebrating him as a man of the country. And that's where we get the celebration part. So when you come to the concert, you're going to enjoy the best of soca, calypso, gospel, but all the music is themed to be uplifting, to carry the message that the hero certainly lived forever, and to celebrate his aspects of his life in very positive ways. So in years past, the committee has done some very creative things. I remember being a part of marches myself when I was at HLSCC as a student, and then there's been poetry readings in his honor. There's been a recital, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. There was actually a play, a whole stage production, Countryman Comes to Town, was actually a really well-received production celebrating him. And then there's been more stoic ways as well, something as simple and solemn as laying a wreath. And that's something that has already been an unbroken tradition. Like for many years, the people of the territory have gathered at his gravesite in the Capoons Bay burial ground and laid wreaths. And those wreaths are traditionally laid by the leader of the territory at the time. One is not often laid by the leader of the opposition, symbolizing his work in the House of Assembly. And of course, there's a customary laying of that wreath by the members of the family as well. So there have been very many ways that he's been honored, celebrated through pictures. And one of the things that you'll realize is that he died in 1995. He was born in 1929. His formal photos were taken about from 1967 about the 70s as well. So those pictures have that kind of old classic grayscale on them. And I love that the team at government has updated those pictures, given them sometimes like a cartoon-like effect and animated kind of texture, which makes them a lot more relevant to the new generation. So even in those little ways, he has been honored and revived and continued to create new ways of celebrating his legacy that way. The college has an ambitious goal this year to raise a significant amount of money for education and to invest back into the students who H.L. Stoutt was always interested in. When you come to the concert, we have very simple ways for you to give back. A program booklet comes with a commemorative pin on that. Just a $5 contribution. There are going to be the t-shirts that you'll see the team wearing on that night, and t-shirts that are a limited quantity. Only about 300 of those are being approved, being released for that night. You can literally buy one of those and take a piece of the memorabilia home with you as well. Of course, there's going to be drinks and food on sale, and you can contribute in that way. I'm also excited that the college is partnering with the entire initiative. So it's a production of government and HLSCC. So if you go into the bookstore on that night, you can expect to save as high as 35% on items in the bookstore. All proceeds, of course, go in aid of the students at HLSCC. One of the things that we want to say as well is, don't think that you're coming to a concert where everyone's just singing, and more singing. There's going to be dynamic performances. So some of those things are going to be for the first time, seeing singers and dancers paired on stage in beautiful harmony. And one of the performances I'm looking forward to in the gospel section is we have our very own Donna Klein, who is singing, and then we have Susan Best. Susan Best is actually from the Virgin Islands, grown and raised, but she lives overseas at the moment. She is happy to be coming back, and one of her most popular songs is a song called Hallelujah, something that you would know if you're in my generation or older. And she's always sang that as a solo, but for the first time she's agreed that her and Donna Klein are going to do a powerful like duet rendition. So there's many different things that are going to impress you. There's going to be the duets, there's going to be trios, there's going to be quartets, there's going to be different arrangements done on that night. Full choirs are going to be on stage, full dance groups as well. We intend to make sure that from the beginning of the concert to the end of the concert, you're literally amazed at the celebration. You're going to learn a lot as well. And one of the poignant moments of that night is going to be clearly an appearance by the Premier of the Virgin Islands. And he is also going to lead an honoring moment where he's going to honor people who have contributed to the legacy of H.L. Stoutt over the last 30 years. And then at the state funeral in 1995, it was the first time that the Virgin Islands had seen that kind of pomp and that kind of circumstance for the passing of a leader who was actively leading the territory at the time. There were some figures there that literally created things that changed the scope of many things. And you may not know that in the Virgin Islands now you go to a funeral and you may see one of the large booklets, but before that there was a very small booklet, and for the first time having that large booklet was actually done at the state funeral, and it became a national standard. That was changed within GIS actually, and we're going to honor people that created those kind of legacies and those lasting impacts on our community. Heroes Live Forever, the H.L. Stoutt concert, is on Sunday the 2nd of March. It begins at 6 p.m. at the Lavity Stoutt Community College. There is no cost for entry. All we need for you to do is come ready to love and celebrate this national hero and to also contribute towards the college. Remember, every dollar that you spend on the night of the concert goes towards the education of our young people and the future of this territory here at the Lavity Stoutt Community College. You are going to be excited. You might cry, you might laugh, you might smile. You're certainly going to dance. And we are working on very big moments to make sure we end that night in notes that you won't ever believe. And I want to just remind you that you definitely cannot forget, if we say heroes live forever, the only way that hero continues to live forever is each of us doing our part to carry forth that legacy. Standing here at HLSCC, we know we are standing on his actual shoulders. This is his vision coming to fruition that we enjoy. But there's so many other things that you are enjoying. If you're an older person, not old, but you're an older person and you've ever received any social security benefits, know that that was H.L. Stoutt. If you are on Just Van Dyke and you have that fire station, know it was H.L. Stoutt. If you've been to the Pier Park and you've seen the cruise ships coming in and you're a taxi man that benefits from that, know that it was H.L. Stoutt. And all of us who are civil servants and we work at Government of the Virgin Islands, we're looking forward to returning to our home in the R.T. O'Neill Central Administration Complex, which was actually built by H.L. Stoutt. So there's so many things that we have to thank this hero for. And as we continue to live his legacy and enjoy the things that he's left for us, we can truly say that heroes live forever, and we look forward to celebrating that with you.